Hey everybody, we're going to do a little reading review today. These are all things we've been talking about for the past few weeks. We're just going to do a little review, then you're going to have a little quiz to take, so make sure you're paying attention. First thing we're going to talk about is author's purpose. Why do authors write? They have one of these purposes. It's as easy as pie to remember. One thing authors write is to persuade. The author tries to persuade readers to agree to do something. Another reason, to inform. The author gives facts and information about a topic. And the last reason is to entertain. The author writes for the readers to enjoy. So the author's either trying to persuade you to do something or buy something or agree to something. They're just giving you facts, information to inform you, to teach you things. Or they just want to entertain you. They just want you to read the book and have fun. No other reason but just to enjoy the book. Those are the three reasons that authors write stories. And remember, P-I-E. Persuade, inform, entertain. How can you figure out the author's purpose? That's a great question. And I know some of us are having trouble figuring out the author's purpose. First, you look for clues about the genre. You can almost always guarantee if the genre is like fantasy, that's written just to entertain. Because those things can't happen in real life. So they can't have facts in them because they're fantasy. They really can't persuade you to do something because they're fantasy. So you can look at the genre. If the genre is informational text, inform, informational, that's probably written to inform you. Because informational text is text that just gives you information about things. Let's say you read a book of snakes, and it gave you all the information about snakes, all the different kinds, how big they are, how small they are, if they're poisonous, if they're not, what they eat, what they do. That book was written to inform you about snakes. That's an informational text informing you about snakes. And if they're trying to persuade you, if you read a book that's trying to say, if you do this and this and this, you can look like this, or you can buy this. They're trying to persuade you to do something. So that's kind of how you tell the difference. You look for clues about the genre, and you ask questions when you read and find out the answers. So as you're reading the book, you'd be like, this book has given me a lot of facts. They've told me a lot of true information. Are they trying to inform me? Sounds like it. Or if you're just reading a funny book like a graphic novel or cartoon, you're like, oh my goodness, this is so funny. I'm having such a good time reading this. That is just written to entertain you. So those are all the reasons that authors write stories. That was just a little review. Setting. We're also going to review setting. Setting is when and where the story takes place. Where does this story happen? When does this story take place? Ask yourself, why is the setting important to the story? So we've been talking a lot about dramas, and dramas, sometimes the setting changes. And usually when the setting changes, there's a scene change, right? So let's say you're all outside playing on the playground. We're writing a little play about second graders outside playing on the playground. And you're outside playing on the playground, and then the setting changes and you're back inside in your classroom. So some stories can have more than one setting, because the beginning of the story you're outside, the end of the story you're in the classroom. So setting is just when and where the story takes place. And the last thing we're going to talk about is retelling. We've been talking about this and talking about this and talking about this. When you retell a story, you describe what happens in the story from the beginning, middle, and end. And when you're retelling the story to me, you should keep all the things in order. You can't jump back and forth to the end and then the middle and, oh, this happened at the beginning and now this happened at the end. You're going to retell in order. First the beginning, then the middle, and last the end. You use your own words, and you use details. When you're retelling a story, I want to hear details, details, details. So, now we're going to read a little story. No, not there. We're going to read a little story called The Ant and the Dove. Let me move myself right over here. The Ant and the Dove. And while we're reading this story, I want you to be thinking about author's purpose. I want you to be thinking about the setting. And I want you to be thinking about beginning, middle, and end. And what's happening in this story. Because after we read it, I'm going to ask you a few questions about the story. So let's start off right here. Once a small ant went down to a rushing river. He wanted a cold drink of water. The ground was muddy and slick. The ant got too close and fell into the water. So this is the very beginning of our story, and we already know this ant right here just fell right into the water. "Help me!" called out the ant. No one could hear him over the roar of the water. He twisted and turned in despair. Just then a pretty dove looked down. She saw the ant in the river. She knew she had to help the ant. The dove flew to a tree. She used her beak to cut a leaf. She flew towards the ant with great speed. She dropped the leaf into the water. The ant swam hard and got on top of the leaf. Look at that. What did that dove do right here in the middle of this story? She got a leaf from the tree and she dropped it in the water and she saved that ant. I bet the ant was so appreciative of that dove. At last the leaf came to a safe place. The ant jumped onto the ground. "Thank you for your help," he told the dove. "That's what friends do," the dove said. The next week, a hunter spotted the pretty dove. He moved close to catch her. The dove couldn't hear him over the sound of the water. So right here, this dove is just eating away and doesn't hear the hunter approaching. The ant walked along. When he saw the hunter, he knew he had to do something really fast. The ant bit the hunter with its sharp teeth. The hunter screamed. The dove heard the hunter scream. She flew up into the air and got away. "Thank you for your help," the dove told the ant. "That's what friends do," the ant said. Their friendship grew as the years passed. The ant and the dove were always together. So that is a great little story about two friends just helping each other out. So at the beginning of the story, the ant fell in the water. In the middle of the story, the dove helped the ant. Then the ant returned the favor and helped the dove. At the end of the story, their friendship grew as the years passed, and they were best friends. They became best friends. They hung out all the time. We can make an inference right here. Their friendship grew as the years passed. The ant and the dove were always together. Now, the author doesn't tell us that they became best friends, but we can make an inference. They're always together and their friendship grew. So I'm going to say at the end of the story, they became best friends. So there's a couple of things I want you to do now. I want you to get out your journals. I want you to draw me a picture of the ant and the dove. You don't have to write any words. Draw me a really good picture of any part of the story. You can pick the ant, the dove, any part of the story. Then I have a little quiz for you to take. You're going to take that quiz. It's attached to the assignment. So, two things. You're going to draw me a picture of the ant, the dove, whichever, the hunter. You can pick any part of the story that you want. And you're going to take a picture, upload it, and send it to me. You can even draw a picture of the setting of the story. What was the setting of our story? Were they outside in like a forest? Were they inside in a castle? Were they on a playground? Let's think about that. What is the setting of our story? Well, there was a river, there was some trees, there was grass. I'm going to say they're in a forest. Isn't that really where ants and doves live, or just outside? So it looks like they were outside in the forest. In one picture, you saw a castle in the background. So they were probably outside that castle in the forest, relaxing and having a good old time through the whole story till they started needing to help each other. So you're going to draw me a picture, upload it, and then you're going to take the little quiz attached to this assignment. So, I can't wait to see your beautiful pictures. I can't wait to see how well y'all do on this reading review quiz. Good luck.